If you're like me, you love smoking meat and drinking good scotch, but also want to instill a love of the outdoors in your kids. Today I'm unpacking 10 tips that will spark that love of nature and fuel it for years to come.
Hooray!
All right, tip number 1, get rid of the stroller. Your kids' feet were made for walking. As soon as they can take their first steps, start encouraging them to continue to build that skill set. Encourage them to explore the world, whether it's on a trail or a sidewalk. Sure, it's gonna take longer. It's gonna require the patience of a saint. But lean into it, enjoy it. There's something magical about seeing your child discover the joy of movement and walking. And don't worry about speed. Remember, a mile for them, it would be like a marathon for us. Take the time to go slower and maybe you'll notice something that you would have missed otherwise. Just keep trying, keep working at it. They'll build up those muscles and endurance, and they'll also build up that habit of being active. Tip number 2. Don't give in to frustration or apathy. We've all been there. The tantrums, the crying, the endless questions. But remember, from their perspective, it's a giant new world and it takes a lot of time to adjust. There's a lot of new things for them to discover and explore. Patience and persistence will be your allies. Make the outdoors become an integral part of your family's habits. Make a regular Sunday night hike or a monthly camping trip just part of your family's routine. You'll not only create fun memories, but you'll also be instilling a lifelong love of the great outdoors. Third tip, think baby steps. Think back, can you remember what your first hike was? If you can remember that, it probably was not summiting a mountain, but think about introducing them into this slowly. So, if you or your family or your kids are new to this, start small. Start with a walk around the neighborhood. Start with a scavenger hunt in the backyard. Do some easy nature trails that will help them build up their experience and their exposure to being outdoors. It'll help them build up their experience with the wilderness and outdoors without being too overwhelming. And then gradually, as their confidence grows, start increasing the difficulty. And it's not about building some kind of outdoor prodigy or something, right? But it's about fostering a love for the outdoors. Remember to take the time to reassure them about any fears or uncertainties, and remember, your confidence is going to be a great motivator for them. Fourth tip, strategic bribery. That's right, I'm talking snacks, candy, the whole 9 yards. I know you might be frowning at this point, but motivation is key in any activity, and going on little adventures is no different. In fact, it's probably more important. It can do wonders to boost their morale, to motivate them to finish a hike or to get to the next place, but it also fuels them and gives them energy. They're burning a lot of calories out there, and this is gonna help keep them going, both mentally and physically. Give them a target to aim for, and then let them know what the reward is gonna be if they achieve that. It's gonna make everything seem so much more attainable, and they're gonna build confidence as they go along. And real quick, before we go on, if you don't mind, if this is helpful or interesting, can you hit that like button? It really helps this video get seen by more people. Fifth tip is something not all outdoorsmen are going to agree with, but that is be prepared to abandon your initial plans. Typically, when you're in the outdoors, you don't want to shift too far from your original plans because that's when people get in trouble. But with kids, it's different. You're gonna need to be able to pivot and be okay with that. Not everything's gonna go as planned, and that's okay. Remember, you're aiming for a positive experience. The more you can build those, the more it's gonna snowball into wanting to go again and again. So if they wanna stop and throw rocks in the creek, let them. Take some time to play. Sometimes those are the best memories. And then you can teach them that there's a time to move and there's a time to play. Help them to know how to find that balance between the journey and the destination. All right, number 6, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is something that it's important to instill in your kids, and know that being in the outdoors is not always going to be comfortable. There's going to be weather or things that you encounter that you didn't expect. And sometimes you're gonna have to deal with the environment and deal with rain or dirty clothes or mosquitoes or bugs. Just help them to learn how to embrace the challenge of it and learn how to adapt, and let them know how it's all part of the game. Again, remember that your response to challenges is going to greatly influence how they respond. So keep it positive, stay patient, and help them to know that they can overcome anything. All right, number 7 is capturing the moment. And specifically, I'm talking about photography. Allow your kids some way of actually taking their own pictures, whether it's with an old phone or an old camera. Give them the ability to go and capture the moment on their own. They're gonna love having that to like be able to see the surroundings through their eyes and be able to capture the things that they want to capture. It's going to make it a lot more fun for them. All right, tip number 8, make it educational. Find some way to turn it into a learning opportunity. There's tons of learning opportunities when going outside, teaching them about plants or about trees, learning about animal tracks or looking for birds, but also try to resist not just giving them the answer. Help them to stay curious and to figure things out, because that curiosity is a powerful tool, and the more you feed that, the more they'll grow their love of the outdoors. All right, number 9 is involve them in the planning and packing process. Let them know ahead of time when and where this is going to be happening. You know, don't make it a surprise like, okay, we're going on a hike right now, everybody in the car. Let them know that they are going to be doing this, and so that they can get excited about it, they can get some questions answered ahead of time. That's going to get them excited. The more you talk about doing it, whether it's with or without them, they're going to want to do it with you. And let them be involved in the packing. Let them see what you're packing, and then allow them to pack some things too. And within reason, let them pack their own backpack and bring their own stuffy or toy or food item or water bottle, whatever they want to bring, as long as you ensure that they have the necessities like water. They're gonna enjoy having their own autonomy and responsibility in learning and deciding what to bring. And they might end up with 10 Hot Wheels and no jacket, but hey, it's a learning process. All right, and number 10 is about having fun and engaging them in fun and interesting activities. You know, it's not just about the love of nature and the outdoors, it's about having fun in the outdoors, right, and enjoying it. So, you know, introduce them to fun activities like fishing or bird watching, bouldering, rock climbing, or even geocaching. That's the one that we love in our family, is taking our kids geocaching, and it gives a great sense of a destination of where we're trying to get to. It makes it more adventurous, trying to find that treasure box. And remember, the more they associate the outdoors with fun, then the more they're gonna wanna do it. And that's what we all want, right? All right, so that's the 10, but I do have one bonus tip for you. But before I get to it, if you're enjoying this, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot more content planned around this kind of stuff. If you're a dad who loves to take your kids out camping, hiking, backpacking, I'd love for you to come along on the journey with me. All right, so a special bonus tip dedicated to you parents out there, and it's to prioritize your own outdoor time as well. So hear me out. As parents, I know we often will prioritize our kids' needs above our own, and that's fantastic to be sacrificial like that. But remember that your well-being is essential to being able to take care of them well. Just as the FAA is always telling us, in the event of emergency, you must secure your oxygen mask before assisting others. We've got to make sure that we are in our best form in order to guide and inspire our little explorers. And the more in shape you are, both mentally and physically, then the better you are going to be at being able to lead your family on adventures in the future. Here's the real kicker. Every time you go on an adventure, come home and talk about it with your kids. Tell them about that hike, that trail run, that rafting expedition, whatever it is. And the more you share with them about your experience, you're painting a picture of what's possible, and you're showing them what it means to embrace an outdoor lifestyle. And soon enough, they're gonna wanna be a part of that story. All right, well, I hope that was helpful. And if you want some more specific tips about camping with kids, you can check out this video I made that can hopefully help your camp out go smoother.